we're joined by Dallas Woodhouse, who's the Executive Director of the
Live
North Carolina.
TV here.
Yeah, I know. I heard something. He's the Executive Director of the North Carolina State Republican Party. Dallas, welcome.
Yeah, I used to be an on-air news reporter back home in North Carolina. Did NBC local for many years. So.
And now you're running the state party.
Yeah, so you better stay where you are. So okay, you know.
Big things. So what's your sense of the convention so far?
Well, you know, it's interesting. We've had a great time. I mean, we've never been to Cleveland before, and it has been phenomenal. The people are so great. The host committee is wonderful, and we've had a great time. I mean, we have the sixth largest delegation, 72 delegates, 69 alternates, a total of over 300 people here. And we've ate good, we've drank good, we've partied, and we have had just a fabulous time.
Sounds like a good time. Now, you come from a very heavily military state, North Carolina. What's the sense among the delegation about Donald Trump as the candidate and the nominee?
I think that North Carolina has always had, you know, sort of a fondness for people that take tough stands on national security. And I think that'll be the case this year. Now, look, North Carolina's going to be a battle. You know, we've been the closest state in the last two presidential elections. I think Mr. Obama won by 10,000 votes, very close. Yeah. And then Romney by a little more than that. So we hope to keep it in the Republican hands. I believe we will. I've been at a couple of events with Mr. Trump, and I talked to him backstage, and I said, you want to make America great again, you can learn a lot of examples from North Carolina, where our Republican governor, Pat McCrory, has cut taxes, reformed our tax code, and we have the fastest growing economy in America based on gross domestic product. We've had the biggest turnaround in unemployment over the last 4 years. So we have a big election year this year. We have Mr. Trump on the ballot, we have Pat McCrory, the governor, and Richard Burr, our U.S. Senator, and our entire legislature. So we elect everything this year.
I think Mr. Trump also understands that a successful message going into November basically only consists of two major points: strong economic policy based on pro-growth economic policies, and a strong national security platform, both of which he has. I think that'll play very well in North Carolina.
I think it will. And the thing is, Hillary Clinton is a known commodity. You know, I think what we want to do this week is I think we all want to get to know Donald Trump a little better. Now, you know, all of us that are up here as delegates, you know, we watch Fox all the time. You know, I even watch some of the others sometimes to see how they're misguided. But, you know, millions and millions of Americans are just tuning in now to hear about Donald Trump for the first time. They may have never read a newspaper article about him. So here's the opportunity. And we hope it's an opportunity to explain, you know, not only about Mr. Trump, but the broader message that Republicans have that we should tax less, we should spend less, and we should go kick the bad guys in the teeth without apology. Yeah. You cannot defeat evil without calling it what it is. And I got to tell you, our folks just were crazy about Rudy Giuliani last night. He was really on fire. And, you know, it's hard to know exactly how that comes across on TV. I mean, it was emotional. It was passionate.
So you're hearing from the delegation because obviously you head up that delegation. Are you hearing from Republicans back home in the state of North Carolina? What about what they saw last night? How did they feel?
You know, I haven't heard a ton. You know, I think that Republicans, in large part, when you're talking about the broad spectrum of media, sometimes don't feel like they get a good shake. I mean, there's no doubt that. And I've done a lot of Fox over the years, done some with my brother on the morning show. I think they are truly fair and balanced. But Republicans feel like they at least get a fair shake at it. And you know, certainly some of our folks think that Ms. Trump isn't being treated very well today. That, you know, she gave a heartfelt speech, one that went over extremely well in the convention hall about her husband, and you know, that ought to be it. I mean, you know. You know, one of the things is they are the Trumps are outsiders. They are true outsiders. So it is not going to look like another convention. She's not going to look like Barbara Bush. She's not going to look like Laura Bush. She's not going to look like Bill Clinton. I guess we can make that comparison.
Thank goodness.
You know, so I think, you know, that's something we accept. You know, we hope the public accepts it. But last night was a great show.
Let me switch gears with you because you do represent North Carolina, like I said, very heavily military state. external events during any campaign also get a vote, okay? And we've seen terrorist attacks across Western Europe, most recently in Nice, France. What are you hearing in terms of voters in North Carolina represent the military there? A lot of service people in North Carolina. What are they saying about the need for strong national security leadership, a strong commander-in-chief?
Well, I mean, we are desperate for that. I mean, I think there has been such a lack of leadership, such an unwillingness to go out and do what's necessary to win. I mean, you know, there's a tremendous amount of us in North Carolina believe that Mr. Obama completely gave Iraq back. We had a number of military speakers come to our North Carolina delegation, and they're just so well received. And at the same time, you know, obviously, at a time where we have innocent police officers being picked off by folks, and quite frankly, an environment that the president has not helped. I mean, I think voters have to ask themselves, has the president and the Democrat Party made the environment better for law enforcement, better for police, or have they made it worse? I don't know how anybody would say they haven't made it worse. And so I really think you're seeing a merging of the law enforcement issue and national security, because right now there is no difference. So
that message of law and order, tough national security, bringing America back to its foundational principles, the things that Donald Trump is talking about every day. North Carolina, obviously, as you point out, is going to be a very intense battleground state. Will that message, do you think, in the state of North Carolina, trump Mrs. Clinton's message of more of same, status quo, a third term of Barack Obama?
Look, I think it is a horrible time to be running on, we're going to keep everything like it is.
Status quo.
I think that is a
losing message.
I got to tell you, whatever consultant got paid for that needs to give their money back and get their consultant license card turned in. I think that is horrible. I mean, look, this is how our people see it. We know what Hillary Clinton is, and she's bad. That's what we think.
Now, are you guys talking to other state delegations, and are you hearing the same kind of sentiment from them?
Yeah, of course. Today we had the big Southern tailgate party where we were out at football.
What? And I wasn't invited?
Well, I mean, yeah, you're from down south down here. Yeah, we're eating barbecue, throwing the football around. We were at the Browns football stadium. So we were all talking football today, You know, we call this a Republican Party for a reason. We're not here just to talk politics all the time. You know, we go back to the hotel. We're having a hoedown tonight with the Massachusetts delegation.
Okay, so, if I don't get an invitation to that,
all right, well,
we got a problem.
So we talk some, but I think when you're up here, and we live in the greatest country, and there are 10,000 additional law officers that have been here, and so many volunteers that are coming here, so you have the honor and the privilege to take part in a truly American experience, something that few people ever get to do. You know, we're in this media center here that's as big as about 4 football fields, a lot of media here, but the vast majority of people never get the opportunity to go to conventions. So I think when you're here, you try to soak up every minute of it, and that's what I've seen the people of North Carolina do. We've had I got to tell you this real quick. We can't go. We had this great scavenger hunt where we go around Cleveland and we find protesters with misspelled signs. You know, that's easy.
That's every 2 feet.
That's easy. So. That's easy to find. You know, find historic landmarks, find Cleveland Cavaliers championship banners. So we have just had a great time, and we'll be energized to go back and help Mr. Trump win and all our Republicans.
Well, terrific. We thank you so much for being with us. Dallas Woodhouse.
Come dance with us tonight.
Thank you. I look forward to that invitation. Dallas Woodhouse of North Carolina. Thank you so much, sir. I'm Monica Crowley, FoxNews.com. Please stay with us for continuing coverage of the Republican National Convention in Cleveland, Ohio.